Good evening. I'm going to talk about adaptation, ecological adaptation. IPCC fifth assessment report recommends adaptation and also evaluate the risk reduction, vulnerability. These are included in the process of adaptation. Risk assessment must be comprehensive so that development programs and adaptation strategies in one sector do not lower climate resilience in another. Adaptation is fundamentally about risk management. In South Asia, especially in India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, Nepal, Bhutan, the governments, businesses, and communities will have to take both short term and long term approaches to managing climate risks. In the short term, integrating climate adaptation and disaster risk reduction will help withstand shocks to human security and economic development from which recovery can be costly. South Asian governments, businesses, and communities can do much to anticipate and reduce risk rather than reacting after impacts have occurred. Support for effective disaster relief and recovery needs to continue, along with proactive efforts to reduce risk, such as integrating comprehensive risk assessments and risk reduction measures into national economic and development policy. In the long term, governments, businesses, and communities need not only to prepare for the kinds of climate impacts experienced up to now, but also for different and more intense climate impacts and extreme events. Measures may include providing adequate housing, infrastructure, or services, or mainstreaming climate change into planning processes. There are good reasons to start now in the process of adapting to these longer term risks. The IPCC cautions against overemphasizing short term outcomes or insufficiently anticipating consequences, given that climate change cuts across sectoral boundaries. Poorly conceived development programs or sector specific adaptation strategies could lower resilience in other sectors or ecosystems. Some development pathways, like rapid urbanization of coastal zones, can increase the vulnerability of certain groups to future climate change. Risk-based approaches to decision making provide a useful foundation for assessing potential opportunities, constraints, and limits associated with adaptation of human and natural systems. Risk management frames the consequences of climate change and potential adaptation responses in the context of people's values, objectives, and planning horizons as they make decisions under uncertainty. Adaptation is the only option available in coming 500 years. If we adopt, we can survive. If we don't employ adaptation, many people are going to be dead and gone. Better to look into the matters of adaptation. Thank you.